Think of a piece of wood. What if I told you that a little piece of wood completely changed my life? I'm Jesper, and I have honestly been on quite a journey the last few years, building my own workshop from the ground up and starting a YouTube channel, making a living from it. More about that in a moment. But it is not all happy vibes. I got this friend, let's call him Mark. Mark recently got himself a new laser cutter and was asking for project ideas to make it worth the investment. So, being the good friend that I am, I sent him some killer ideas for lamps that I found on Etsy.
Message from Jesper.
These lamps sell for a lot of money. One guy even sold over 150 of them. But Mark replied with a rolling on the floor laughing emoji. Rolling on the floor laughing. I really couldn't figure it out. Inside my head, this laughing emoji just got bigger and louder, so I figured I'd better do something about it. So here is the plan. I'm going to make that lamp myself and find out what is so laughable about it. And you better believe I'm going to have a chat with Mark about it. So I got myself a laser, and while I was setting it up with the help of my shop assistant, I kept thinking about lamps. There is a very popular lamp designed in Denmark, where I'm from, called the artichoke, or just the cone. It is quite expensive and still very, very popular. Maybe I can make my own version of that and become a millionaire. That would definitely shut up Mr. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji, and also help with the finances in my workshop. That could need some work. Keep on dreaming, dude. I started researching cones, like really. The rumor spread that I had a laser, so a friend in Scotland sent me a bunch of project files ready to cut. Weirdly enough, he's got laser files, but no laser. And I know he could use some cutting board templates, so I started practicing my laser skills by cutting out templates. If you're having any ideas on what to make on a laser, drop them in the comments. I might steal them, or at least send you an emoji. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji. No, not that one. Sorry. I would really like to be one of those designer YouTubers who just scratch up brilliant designs, and that might happen in an alternate reality. But in this real reality, I tried to buy the drawings from some sellers of different cone lamps on Etsy, and they all turned me down. They were kind enough not to send me a laughing emoji though. One of them suggested I could just buy his finished lamp and pretend I made it. Very kind of him. I really hope I won't need to do that. The lamp was like a challenge, daring me to step out of my comfort zone. So I picked up my pencil as a weapon against doubt and mockery. Or maybe just to calm myself down. I have bought all the tools I have in my shop with my own money. But you have probably guessed by now that I made a giant YouTuber mistake and said yes to receiving a laser for free. Receiving free tools is something most beginner woodworkers dream of. But it comes with a big catch. You need to make one or possibly more positive review videos about the tool instead of paying for it. So when X-Tool approached me with their new P2 laser, I said no to making 3 videos for a free laser. I said I would only do 1 video, and I would say whatever I wanted in the video, call it whatever I want, and also release it whenever I wanted to. I was pretty sure they wouldn't accept that, but they did. I personally hate those positive sponsored review types of videos, so you can be absolutely sure I'm going to say whatever I want in this video. And also about Mark. Rolling on the floor, laughing emoji. Mark, that guy. I don't know anything about making lamps with a laser cutter, so I made a few prototypes cut out in cardboard. That's actually a very good way to reuse cardboard boxes. I made these lamp prototypes very quickly and with 0 material cost. And then my wife saw those prototypes, and while she really didn't like the lamp design, disappointing, she quickly got the idea of what was possible with the cutter. Halloween was around the corner, and she was in charge of Halloween activities at her job, so I helped her cut out Halloween cardboard stuff. Halloween turned into a Harry Potter themed week. You'll never guess the job. And I found some Harry Potter clip art online, traced it with the X-Tool software, and cut out legendary signs and figures. The honest truth about Jesper Makes is that I imagined I would be this Viking woodworker, carving out my own canoe from one big log. So, my first tip for starting in woodworking is start with what you have. I had pallets, and luckily I didn't wait until some big log magically landed in my lap. I took those pallets apart with whatever tools I got, and then I put them back together with whatever tools I got at that point. So my point is, you can start under the worst possible circumstances and make something work. I promise you, every woodworker or woodworking YouTuber you watch or admire start in a completely different place than where you see them today. So maybe instead of complaining about all the awesome tools everybody has, pick up a pallet, a screwdriver, and get to work. This cone lamp design consists of almost 200 pieces, and I definitely begin to understand why they cost so much on Etsy. Cutting out all the pieces is easy enough. One of the things I really like about working with a laser is while it's doing the cutting for me, I can be productive and do more important stuff like catching up on my friends' YouTube channels. The laser is cutting the wood with a laser beam, and it is very precise, but for thicker wood, let's say from 6mm and up, the wood gets some charring on the edges. So I decided to run all the edges quickly over with some sandpaper to remove all loose particles. The pieces for my cone lamp looks like what it is, cheap plywood cut on a laser. The lamps that I saw on Etsy looked so cool, so I need to make this look like a million. I have some sample oils in different colors from Rubio Monocoat. I mixed the colors pine and chocolate. And it looks like, you tell me. Another tip for becoming a woodworker and YouTuber, besides from starting with what you got, and this is very cliche, but also very true, be dumb. There will be a million reasons to stop creating or to stop posting videos, and more intelligent people might talk you into doing something else. But you need to be dumb and stubborn and just keep going, testing things out. Don't stop. So, what is your piece of wood? I have recently become a full-time creator, and instead of driving to an office to work for somebody else, I now wake up, hopefully, make coffee, make stuff, make videos, make more coffee and more stuff and more videos, and then I repeat it all. It means I'll need to make money every time I open the door to my shop, and I can definitely see how a laser will help me do that. It really helps using the most of scrap sheet goods, cardboard, acrylic and even thin metal. And as a YouTuber, I can edit videos while this is doing work for me. You might think that it is too easy for me to just say that. But let me tell you, you are not supposed to have it all figured out, so don't worry about it yet. Work with what you got and try to get some clarity on where you want to go. I chat with so many awesome people in the comments of my videos, and I hear about your dreams and challenges and struggles. I do plan to make a longer video based on the content of your comments. You'll notice that I've replied to almost every comment on my videos, and I'll keep doing that. You have probably figured out that this video is not about a laser or a lamp, but it is really about making stuff, making a living and also making a community and friends. The lamp made it into our living room. And I snapped some pictures for Instagram. And I also made a reel about my millionaire ambitions. God. I might just be the world's worst millionaire in training. Still at 0.
Message from Jesper. Interesting. Should we give him a thumbs up? Oh! Wrong emoji.
Oh, that explains it. Now I can go back to my normal life again.
Seriously, I was not laughing at your lamp. And now, thanks to you, my wife wants a lamp. Seriously, it was a thumbs up.